What happens when you combine two of Britain's most iconic characters, the charming and adventurous James Bond and the bumbling antics of Mr. Bean? Well, you get the 2003 spy comedy, Johnny English. This film was a staple of mine and many other people's childhoods, as it has the charm of Rowan Atkinson's previous works, the notable one of course being Mr. Bean. The film was a co-production between Britain and France, made by Studio Canal and Working Title Films, who have also produced many classic British films like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, the latter being one of my personal favourite films of all time, so if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
What are you going to do? Just walk in and arrest the whole village?
Not exactly.
A fact that a lot of people didn't know is that, besides the influence from the James Bond franchise, it also takes inspiration from a series of Barclaycard adverts from the 90s, in which Atkinson plays a spy character called Richard Latham, and he even had an assistant called Boff, even though for the film they got a different actor. The film was shot over a period of 14 weeks, filming on set at Shepperton Studios and on location all around London. It was released on the 11th of April 2003, where it was released to a mixed reception, but that didn't matter to distributors Universal, as it made them a crap ton of money, earning $160 million worldwide on a budget of $40 million. So, with all that said, let's dive into Johnny English. After most of their agents die in an explosion, the MI7 have to rely their most important mission to one man. That man being Johnny English, baby! The mission involves the protection of the crown jewels at an event hosted by Pascal Savage, played by John Malkovich, a Frenchman who owns many prisons. A blackout occurs and the jewels are stolen. Dun dun dun! A hole is discovered underneath where the crown jewels were, so Johnny and his assistant Boff follow the trail and encounter robbers stealing the jewels in a hearse. Epic music over gunfire. They end up losing the robbers and crashing a funeral. The robbers are found out to be working with Pascal Savage, the guy from earlier. But Pegasus, Johnny English's boss, doesn't believe that Savage has any connection to the missing crown jewels. Johnny and Boff are attacked by one of the robbers, Vendetta, and English ends up accidentally taking down Boff. Then, Johnny encounters Lorna Campbell, someone whom he met at the crown jewel party. Having seen her at two crime scenes, his suspicions deepen when no record of her can be found. Johnny and Boff plan to attack Savage's headquarters in London, but he ends up landing in a hospital where he holds some nurses hostage. The both of them find Savage's plan to crown himself the King of England, due to him being a descendant of Charles Edward Stuart. I don't know who that is, but oh well. He plans to do this with a fake Archbishop of Canterbury, who has a tattoo on his backside. I promise the tattoo is important later, I swear. Lorna Campbell reveals to Johnny that she's an Interpol agent who is also trying to foil Savage's plan. Johnny crashes a reception hosted by Savage, which leads him to be removed from the case. Savage changes his plan to blackmail the Queen so that she would abdicate the throne and erase her line of succession, which she succeeds at doing. Campbell recruits Johnny to travel with her to foil Savage's plan at his French chateau behind MI7's back. It takes a lot of convincing, but he ends up joining her. Fun Firetail fact: Savage's chateau wasn't filmed in France, but actually in Cornwall on St. Michael's Mount. Johnny tries to convince Campbell to break in through the sewer pipe, but unbeknownst to him, she finds a ladder on the side of the chateau. This leads to Johnny being covered in They discover that Savage's real intention is to turn Britain into one massive prison. Their cover is blown by Johnny for the millionth time and steals the DVD holding Savage's plans. As a result, they get held captive. Boff ends up saving both Campbell and Johnny, and all of them race against the clock to stop the coronation. Johnny exposes Savage to the public, but his evidence is all gone as the Archbishop is real, and that the DVD actually contains a video of Johnny singing in the bathroom. Johnny ends up swinging on a wire and snatches the crown, but Savage attacks him and Johnny ends up being crowned the King of England. As the new King of England, Johnny's first action is to arrest Savage and to give the crown back to the Queen. The film ends with Johnny and Campbell on a new mission in France, but accidentally ejects her out of a car and into a pool. There are many aspects of the film that I enjoy, one of them being the parodies of the things you normally see in a James Bond film, like the female love interests, car chases, and of course, the foreign villains. I think these aspects are great because the writing duo of Neil Purvis and Robert Wade have written the screenplay for actual Bond films both previous to this film and after the film's release. I also enjoyed the score by Edward Shearer and the great opening song sung by Robin Williams and composed by the legendary Hans Zimmer. Rowan Atkinson's performance as Johnny English is the main highlight of the film for me, as he provides some great physical comedy here, like he would do for Mr. Bean. Some aspects I did enjoy is that the humour was a bit hit and miss with me, with some bits being great and some bits being terrible. The plot was pretty forgettable, as I think the film was more built around the gags Johnny English does. I still had a good time with the film. If you're into parody films, I'd recommend it. It isn't a masterpiece, but it's far from a bad film. It is probably my favourite Bond film, probably due to the fact I haven't seen any. I still need to check out the sequels at a later date, so if you actually want to see me review those, let me know in the comments down below. And solve that, thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye.